Today's reading will be 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 1 to 9. I'll give a brief background before we read these verses. So in chapter 18, Prophet Elijah fights mightily with the prophets of Baal. He challenged them to bring a sacrifice, so he asked for two bulls to be brought. And he challenges both me and two prophets of Baal. Let's get our sacrifice ready and pray to our gods. If Baal is a true God, Baal should send fire from heavens. If my God is true, then fire will fall from heavens to show the acceptance of sacrifice. The prophets of Baal keep on praying, chanting, to the point of hurting themselves to get their god Baal to send the fire, but nothing happened. Then Prophet Elijah prayed to Yahweh, one and the only true God, and obviously he always answers to prayers. Fire came down and his sacrifice was accepted. After that, Prophet Elijah led this fight against prophets of Baal, and they were executed. The king during that time was Ahab, and his wife was Jezebel. King Ahab was not godly man, he was not righteous, and the story follows from there. So we will read 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 1 to 9. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and how he had executed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw that, he arose and ran for his life, and went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die, and said, It is enough. Now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers. Then, as he lay and slept under a broom tree, suddenly an angel touched him and said to him, Arise and eat. Then he looked, and there by his head was a cake baked on coals, and a jar of water. As he ate and drank, and lay down again, and the angel of the Lord came back the second time, and touched him, and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you. So he arose and ate and drank, and he went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights, as far as Horeb, the mountain of God. So we will think about three main points from this passage. First point is, as I was discussing with you earlier on, just before this time, Elijah was full of faith, mighty man of God, fighting prophets of Baal. But after that, he finds himself exhausted, tired, and that is the time when he's weak. He gets this threat from Jezebel. And when he hears this threat, he gets scared. He is anxious. We read that he's running for his life. He ran for his life. He feels hopeless. He finds himself in a wilderness where he sits down under a broom tree and asking God to take his life. In this day and age, we would say he is feeling so hopeless that he doesn't want to live anymore. In a way, he's suicidal. He doesn't attempt to kill himself, but he's asking God to take his life. It appears that he is depressed. So now, my question to you is, can Christians have mental health difficulties? Can Christians feel depressed and anxious? Yes, they can, because every human being has emotions. All of us are prone to emotional hurts, just like physical health difficulties. There is a stigma around mental health disorders, and sometimes Christians struggle to accept that they are feeling low, they are feeling anxious. Today, I want to share with you that it is okay to have those emotional difficulties, and it is okay to seek help. The second point here I would like to share is, when Elijah finds himself in wilderness, when he's feeling hopeless, depressed, anxious, what did he do? God positioned him to feel rest, to get rest. He sleeps, and the angel sent by God ministers to him, serves him, gives him food, eat and rest. There is a time for rest. We are not called to be superhumans. We are humans, normal people, and there is a place for rest. In fact, there is a commandment in 10 Commandments, isn't it? To rest on the Sabbath day. The idea is God knows that we need rest. God is not demanding us to keep working even for his own kingdom 24/7, 7 days a week. He does not want us to do it because he knows the risk of burnout. He knows that we need physical and emotional rest. There is a place to relax, to have rest, and there is a place, just like angel brought food for Elijah, our food is his word. We find strength and comfort in his word. The more we take his word in, the more rested we feel and the more strength we get. The angel said to Elijah, "Eat and drink, because your journey is long." In the same way, in our life, there's a long journey. Whether we want it or not, we are in spiritual warfare. So to fight this battle, we need food, which is bread, our daily bread, which is his word. We need to continue to read his word. We need to continue to take his word in so that we can fight this battle. The third point I want to give to you about this passage is, as he rested in God's peace, as God made provision for supernatural food for him, Elijah went away, and the word says he went in strength of that food for 40 days and 40 nights. He had so much strength that for 40 days and nights he walked to mountain of God, Horeb, and that is where he had encounter with God. But I want to The thought which I want to leave here with you is, even though he was in wilderness, even though he was depressed and anxious, God did not judge him for feeling sad or hopeless or anxious or scared. God did not judge him. God gave him comfort. God made provision for supernatural food so that he can find strength in him. And then God spoke to him. God met him. God does not judge us in our emotional struggles. He gives us strength. But what we need to do is we need to come to Him. We don't need to condemn ourselves for struggling with mental health difficulties or emotional struggles. We just need to come to our Father, come to God, who is always waiting for us to give us peace. We come to Prince of Peace to find rest. God bless you.